Howdy everyone, and welcome to the 21st session of Deep Blues, an Apocalypse World adventure. I am your host, Josie last name, and joining me are Michael.
Hello.
Seth.
Hey.
And Jacob.
Hey.
So, last session was a bit of a push, huh?
It was okay. It's pretty fun. It was alright.
Average.
Yeah, average.
Kinda like destroyed a lot of people, surprisingly.
Yeah, this is probably your largest body count in recent memory.
How many lungs were destroyed by that cannon?
Too many.
Ooh, can I? Does that mean
if
I
you
can
mean
get
like
percent?
drowning, then a whole lot.
No,
for
they
his-
have to be
his
punctured.
lung count. Oh, they have to be punctured. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Well, shrapnel.
Well, it's more that everybody drowned.
Oh, okay.
Or at least a lot of them did. You know how boats do that sinking thing.
No, I've never seen a boat sink.
Of
It's a
course.
myth.
It's
I've
wild.
never sunk. I know this and I love you.
Give me $200.
Yeah, so, any particular character changes since then? Like improvements and stuff?
Well, Look has a face, and
Fuck up.
I've taken this opportunity to use my one skill point that I had attained last round for getting a new savvy head move. Reality's Fraying Edge. Some component of your workspace or some arrangement of components is uniquely receptive to the world's psychic maelstrom plus augury. Choose and name it, or else leave it for the MC to reveal during play. Yeah, Bug's brain plate is pretty wild.
Capital W wild.
No, capital I wild.
A lot of capitals going around.
Okay, capital I wild. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like wool, and but because we decided off camera, of course, that the fact that since that would mean he can do augury anywhere, we're gonna change it up a little bit. He will take extra psi harm for performing augury, and due to the damage that I sustained last round, or he sustained, we decided he's gonna come back with -1 hard.
A fair trade, I think.
Yeah, I never got to use his augury either.
Yeah, no, you didn't. So you built it up for 12 sessions and you lost it. Congrats.
Yeah, I took a
no.
shortcut and gained nothing. Nothing was risked. Nothing was gained.
That's Deep Blues.
That's Deep Blues. That is Deep Blues.
Nothing ever
you're not
happened in
wrong.
Deep Blues.
Nothing ever happens in the
It's
blue.
always sunny in the blue.
I like to
Yeah,
I like to imagine that before all of this shit went down, right before session 1, someone on the Exodia said, "Man, nothing exciting ever happens in the blue."
Darnell.
I just want to know what
Yeah,
BG's up
Darnell's
to.
Link, sure.
I just want
I
to
just
know
want
what
to know
BG's
what
up
BG's
to.
up to.
Jinx,
My
buy me a
boy.
soda. Anyway,
Giuseppe's like, my boy. This piece is what all
my
true.
boy, shut the fuck up. I want to go back to Bollywood.
Oh man.
And then Conker's like, "Please, your omnipotence, have mercy!" We'll talk about mercy once you scrubbed all the barnacles off the Exodia.
Yeah, and then Lenark is like, you've killed me! Good. Rusty's
Hey.
like, good.
Hey, Tiger. It's up in my lap again.
No, I think, no,
Gotta get out
considering
of
the character, I think it would be,
Log.
no, what's his, I'm losing his damn name.
Gormizer?
Gormizer, yeah. Gormizer's the one that's like, you killed me!
Yeah.
But anyway,
Good.
I do think we should start getting this show on the road, though.
Can I make like one Can I use one of my improvements?
Oh, absolutely.
Hopefully this doesn't mess with any of your pre-established plans, but I want to resolve somebody's interest in my establishment. I want Conker to not have interest in it anymore.
That
I thought
is
he already
prudent.
wasn't.
Well, considering that, I can at least tell you that he was going to continually recur and be a little shit.
Yeah, he can still
now
do that.
Well, he can, but he won't like particularly affect the outcome.
Hey,
I don't know. Maybe this isn't a bad decision, but I wanted to use one of my securities, and I haven't thought enough about moves yet.
That's fair.
Hey, guys, check out my new band.
Yeah, he just gets a new band and he fucks off and he leaves you alone.
No, he wants to battle at all times.
Oh, of course.
You
Okay,
have to
Battle of
roll.
the Bands isn't like plot relevant, so it's okay.
Wait. Okay, hang on. Hear me out. I know we want to get started, but hear me out. You know, in Paper Mario, where Luigi goes on this quest to the Waffle Kingdom, and he gets all these party members, but all of his party members fucking hate him. I feel like it's gonna be like Conker goes and he gets all these band members, but all of his band members fucking hate him, and there's this big ulterior motive there with him.
Luigi deserved better.
What?
You really did, but Conker doesn't.
But if that's what you'd like to spend one of your points on, then go ahead.
Okay.
Let's open with any. Would you like to change marked stats?
Yeah, I don't like this negative cool being highlighted. I'm okay
Alrighty.
with the weird. But fuck
Then, as
cool.
usual, we will start with who knows luck best.
2.
1.
Hey,
Yeah,
do hard.
had that highlighted before, but okay.
Too
Oh.
weird. Got that?
Got that.
Cool. Who knows? Just happy best.
2.
2. You actually no, you just did one. So
You do. Yeah, I
Jacob?
just chose.
Mark Sharp.
Moke what?
Sharp.
Okay, Shout Moked, and what else?
Mark. What don't I mark for you very much? You know what? Let's just keep you with hot.
Okay.
That's a good one. I like having people's at least one of your high stats marked at all times. Your relevant stats especially. And finally, who knows? Our bestest little baby boy,
He's not a baby boy. Please stop calling that
our
him that.
littlest baby brother.
I have realized in like these past few weeks. Gross.
What?
Just gross. Rusty. Me thinking of Rusty. What
Okay.
a disgusting human being. I love him.
I
This
have
is not a
most
baby boy.
disgusting little baby boy.
Yeah, I have +3.
Same
Sounds like
here.
it's-
You
Fuck.
should do it.
I'll go then.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
you don't
you
want
do it.
cool moked. How about
Mark cool.
how about hot?
Hot. Got it.
Too weird.
I just should have kept that highlighted. I should never erase my weird highlight ever.
Well, if you fucking open your brain more, maybe I
do.
wouldn't.
Maybe.
Okay. So, with that out of the way, we'll start with a question. Giuseppe, when this is all over, what do you know will happen?
I know that I want the people I care about to be safe.
This isn't about what you want, it's what you know will happen.
Okay, God. I'm sorry, I keep screwing up. Okay, shut up.
It's
Never mind.
fine, dude. It's just a question.
You know what will happen? I know the blue will find some sort of peace.
Damn, that's a really good answer. Thank you for keeping this vague as shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's very good.
The
I love
fact
it.
that you said some sort of really helps.
Yeah, it's like
Yes.
it's like it's like a lawyer being asked a question like, well, some of the maybe will might be.
Jacob, a lawyer?
I mean, hey, he's got the high hot for it.
Bung's a pastor. Anything can happen. No, Bung's an ordained minister, is what we established.
Yeah.
At least he probably could be.
So Giuseppe handles the divorce papers.
Oh, of course. No, he's in contract law, dummy.
Okay.
The most boring kind of law.
No, he's in contracting.
Is
Oh,
that
of course.
is that Darnell then? Who
Contract into
handles-
contract law.
Darnell handles the divorce papers.
Yeah.
Darnell's the flower
mostly because
boy.
he's always getting divorced.
No, that's Slops.
No, Slops doesn't know how to do it, so anyway.
Here's what happens. This is how Darnell does the divorce papers. He takes them, he rolls them up in a blunt, and he smokes them.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you do it on the blue. Alright, so let's begin.
Okay.
I think it's safe to say that
Also, I don't want to
people
rush you through the session. I'm sorry if I made you feel like you did have to.
It is fine. It'll, like, the way it'll happen will happen. Anyway. So I think it's safe to say that, folks would probably be present when Lug, like, wakes up from his, like, fun surgery.
Yeah, I want to be there.
Okay, I think, in the medical building, there would probably be, y'all, maybe, yeah, Strip would be there, I think, Elena, Lorem, Len, Lungs is there.
Surprising.
And then just kind of assorted people that can hop in and out if we give a shit. Lug, your head hurts pretty bad, but less so than you remember it before you passed out after, like, the Big Bang. All your friends are around you.
Can I speak?
Yeah, absolutely.
Am I sitting up or laying down?
You're laying down. Considering the kind of surgery that happened, you're probably laying down on your stomach.
I think Lug would kind of turn his head to the side to
Okay.
look at who was there. His mask is definitely off, right?
Of course. You probably have, like, a little medical mask, because they're like, well, he wants something there, right? So you've got, one of those doctor masks on your face.
Yeah, that's enough to confuse him for a little bit before he realizes it's off.
Listen, we already knew what your hair and eyes looked like.
Speaking of hair, I wanted to ask, do you think that they shaved your head, or did any other things to your head while you were,
They probably
doing all
shaved.
that?
Just because I don't want Lug to be bald, I'm gonna say they shaved around the spot, to clean it.
Okay, so you've just got a big buzzed bald spot.
Yeah, but
Around-
there's
around
metal there. There's metal
Right,
there.
there is metal there.
Realistically,
It'll never
Lug
grow
would be
hair
bald,
again.
But
You're right. I mean, who knows? You can get a wig. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, the skin will regrow.
it's gonna
Yeah, that's probably what he's thinking.
Hey, you know
Yeah.
those Play-Doh fun sets where you squeeze it and the Play-Doh comes out in like spaghetti?
Don't like that.
Don't like that either.
Yeah, everybody else, you see that he's awakened.
Holy shit,
Awoken.
Lug!
Lug. Oh, good. Good heavens. So good.
Where am I?
We've got
You're
the
in the
best
medical
doctors
bay,
on
bud.
Millions caring for you. Is Quill helping?
Yeah, Quill's been helping.
Okay. If I need to pay her, if Lug needs to pay for medical expenses, I'll pay for that.
I think, Elena speaks up. Is like, that's fine. any injuries incurred in the defense of Millions it's on us.
What happened?
I think that Lungs jumps in and is like, well, you shot a very dangerous gun, and kind of like side-eyes Lorem really hard, that you shouldn't have. We're happy you did, but you shouldn't have. And you got hurt. Very bad. I'm sorry to say, but, you... I think Quill speaks up. It's like, yeah, you got,
The back of your head's kinda.
well, not just that. Not just that. You got metal bits in your head, too. We couldn't get those out without messing with your brain, and we don't know how to do that. The only person who's ever done this kind of thing is Lorem, because she had to do it on herself, but she didn't exactly have anything in there. So hopefully you're fine. Stay away from strong magnets.
I can't guarantee that at this point.
I think Lorem kind of comes up a little bit and goes, I helped to manufacture the brain plate, of course. We looked for the most suitable metal in the everywhere. Turns out, thankfully at the very least, that the sweet Jeremy had the metal we were looking for. Very clean.
I think Lug will kind of shakily reach a hand to the back of his head to touch his brain plate a bit. He probably doesn't have
It's
his
cold and smooth.
glove on yet, yeah. And I
What's
think,
that?
yeah, he wouldn't have a glove on during this, I'd assume.
Nope. You're Your butt's probably exposed because you got the whole, like, the scrubs and stuff.
Right.
So it feels a little cold. Both your head and your butt.
Can't believe we're gonna need to get a fan out of Lug in like a hospital
We don't
gown.
actually.
I'm
We
gonna
don't
draw it
actually.
afterwards, sorry.
Okay.
God
That's
damn it.
because of you.
It's just like the poster for Scrubs, but it's the whole cast. Anywho, I think after kind of touching it a bit and kind of looking up at Elena, I think he kind of eyes her brain plate some, and he kind of brings his hand down and just kind of not
She gives
really.
you a wry smile when you look at her.
Well-
like, and she knows where you're looking.
I think he kind of looks off into nowhere afterwards with the. I don't like this. And I think he does try to kind of prop himself up a bit. And as he does, I think he says something along the lines of, I'm leaving.
I'm gonna kind of help him.
Giuseppe doesn't like want to like disturb him too much, so he just stands back.
I don't think you should be leaving anytime soon, buddy.
He gives him a pat.
I think he kind of slumps back down. But now he's just kind of laying on his side. Right? No, I think he'd be laying on his back, and I think
Just kind of propping his head up.
yeah, and I think that being able to see the light kind of more clearly is when he'd start to realize he's missing something.
Missing his skull.
His mask.
Oh, right.
And I think
We all
forgot about
forget,
that.
don't we? It's
Oh,
just
yeah,
part
it's
of his
just a
face.
mask.
That's just what his face is. This is the mask.
I
Len
think-
speaks up and goes, you're free to do as you like. Since we're all here, you could, of course, we can begin discussion of what you've most definitely earned, from everything. And you can also probably learn what happened, or at least the, general current events, while you were, in the mountain. First of all, I was elected, chairman.
Congrats.
Thank you. Beneath me, as general governmental chairs will be Elena, Lorem, and Lungs.
Lungs.
Elena, and he's like, yeah. He kind of does a little bow.
Everybody loves
Elena
lungs.
will be acting as our medical and community chair. Lorem for our manufacturing and interior chair, and Lungs as our agriculture chair. I don't want to be rude to our new chair, but Lungs, if you could exit the room, we have something to discuss. This will hopefully be the last time that you are left out of any particular meetings. And Lungs goes, well, I'm not new to not knowing everything, so, Lug? He, holds out his hand to shake.
Kind of, without really looking, he swipes for it, and then he misses, and then he swipes for it again and grabs to kind of shake loosely.
Yeah, I think he, after you miss the first time, he kind of, comes forward and grabs your arm and, places it in, firm, a little overzealous shake. Thank you for everything. Thank you. And then he leaves the building. Lens begins to speak again. So, what? And then the door opens again, just kind of like a brusque shove, push, open. And you all look over there, and the first thing you see is a man you don't recognize, and the next thing you see is the woman behind her, who is holding the man in cuffs. Lena's there with a guy,
Hell
and
yeah,
he's
Lena.
struggling and really angry.
Is that sweet Jeremy?
Probably.
Lug is still looking for his mask without
Seth is
moving
so
from the
excited
table.
to finally meet sweet Jeremy.
Yeah, Lena comes in and is like, or actually I think Len in particular is like, hey, so were you going to keep up with us to tell us what you were doing? And Len just goes he's a bit nonchalant about it, and she's like, sorry.
Hey,
The-
quick.
Anyway, the cleanup is going according to well, it's going as much as it can.
Hey. Oh, I'm gonna
What?
take off one of my flags and put it on Lug's head to help him cover up.
Well, that's nice.
Thank you.
Give him a pat on the shoulder.
Ow.
Giuseppe just
Not,
stands at
not
attention.
that hard, don't worry.
Giuseppe stands at attention.
He's being careful.
Yeah, Lena kicks the legs up, like the back of his legs to make him like kneel down. His hands behind his back, and says, "This is our very own Sweet Jeremy." And
Holy
kind of
shit,
like
he's
palms the top of his head.
I hate him.
He's he's not diminutive, but he is like, lower side of height. He's kind of short. You'd think that if he wasn't obviously like trying to evade capture for the last like day, he would look a bit more presentable and reputable, but right now he looks kind of haggard. If he wasn't so much haggard, he'd probably look. He's got a lot of bright purples and blues in his outfit. It's like a mix between a captain and a DJ.
A man of culture.
Yeah,
Giuseppe too.
There can't be more of me.
of course.
God. That'd be if he chose to be a DJ instead of, jazz.
That's what the J stands for. Jazz.
Jeez.
Giuseppe Dance Jazz.
Oh,
Hate
no.
But Sweet Jeremy starts to sort of like bitch, essentially. He starts screaming. He's like, "You are all fools! If you only knew how mad my employer would be, BG himself would come here and he would lay waste your entire mountain until it was but a molehill, and then he would top it with a tasteful villa."
I'm
And
laugh
like
is rusty. By the
he's
way.
already like, yeah, he's already red in the face, but like he sees you and he like sort of like zeroes in on you, Rusty,
Yeah.
and like it's as though like he went from like I don't know, tomato to like fucking, I don't know what's redder than tomato. Give me something.
Really, really hot sauce.
Yeah, really hot sauce. And he starts freaking the fuck out. And he's like, "You! I know what you did to my men and my boat! The shapes they twisted! The things they did! You monster!" And then, like, Lena's like, "Okay, shut the fuck up," and, like, hauls the guy up. And he's like, "Oh god, my back! Oh, my arms!" And it's like, and just kind of, like, gives you a parting freak! Before he's just like, "I am a prisoner
Hey, I heard
of
that
war. You must
before.
treat
Don't
me
worry about it."
humanely."
Hey,
Man,
get better
why does
insults.
BG hire all like the people with anger issues? Like, can't he
He
hire
He'd
did
like
just lose his
employment
whole ass
too.
armada and boat.
we don't have anyone with anger issues. Okay, maybe Thistle.
That's
Maybe
literally
Thistle.
everybody on the boat.
Lug.
Yeah, I'm gonna side eye Giuseppe.
Yeah,
like,
one of them's laying
um,
down, dying.
Yeah, one of them's laying down and dying.
That's like two people. We got Thistle and Lug. I don't know about anyone else. Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit of Fuzz. But she only like pulled a knife on me once. Probably will do it again.
that was once.
She
But I
wouldn't
think,
do it again, right?
Lena hands Sweet Jeremy over to a subordinate who, like, salutes and takes him off, all bitching all the way. And then kind of, comes and approaches y'all and is like, "Well, did you tell them yet?" And Len goes, "Well, we're starting." And it's like, "Okay, so I've stepped down as chairwoman, obviously. The election was... Well, I wasn't even a part of the election. I stayed out of it. I don't want to lead anymore. So, as is my duty, I am now a part-time trainer slash, and she, like, does very aggressive air quotes, sensitive materials handler, for our militia."
Sensitive materials.
And he also repeats the aggressive quoting.
She kind of, like, just does a little, like, chin thrust out the door, in the direction of Sweet Jeremy.
Ah, okay, alright. I get
I'm
you.
leading the search for any, stragglers, essentially.
Mhm.
Important information, sensitive materials, bombs. Or, part-time salvager,
Rope and lamp oil
part-time,
too?
of course.
I'm gonna
Rope
look at
as
Lug
well.
whenever she mentions that part about the bombs.
You wouldn't be missing any, would you?
Can
Lug,
I?
please.
Hey,
We've
Lug
had
in
enough- we've
particular,
had
since you
enough
said
loud
that, can you
impacts for
do a
you for
read
while.
person on Lorem real quick, if you'd like?
Okay.
Lorem's saying, like, a little more different, a little, a little hmm.
I want to use one of
Just
my
a little
moves
hmm.
later, but I'll wait until after this scene. Because it's not directly tied to this.
Oh, there you go. Well, not almost. I'm pretty sure that's the format.
No, you have to put space.
2d6 plus 2.
Wait, Sidekick Bot is offline.
Why is Sidekick Bot offline?
What? What did you do?
Why is Sidekick Bot offline? Sidekick
Oh
Bot.
no. It was
Uh,
working like literally today.
Well, we can go on and do a online
I'm doing an online
robot,
roller.
and we'll just call it out. Hold on. So what are we gonna use?
I just I'm just searching on Google dice roller. It has a widget that comes up immediately.
Oh yeah,
And-
there it is.
A widget? Oh, you mean on Google. Yeah. Remember, you're rolling d6. And I think you press it twice to give you 2d6.
Yeah, roll it twice.
The other thing I saw on Google was that the bot owners might have done a full reset recently,
Oh, okay.
so it could just be down for a while.
Okay, that's fine.
We'll make sure to check Sidekick Bot anytime if we use it in the future before we do this. So, go ahead and roll and just say what you got.
+2.
I mean, you don't have to screenshot every time. I trust you.
Alrighty.
Yeah, a 10. Yeah, you got it. Ask 3 questions, boy.
Let's see. What is your character really feeling?
She is feeling guilty about something, but that sort of guilt that you feel for doing something that you are pretty sure will be good in the end. You know,
What is
sort of
your-
a tough love kind of. What's
Yeah, yeah. But what does your character wish I'd do?
I think use your inventory more fully. You have a lot of stuff that you. She wants you to focus, really. You know, work on one thing at a time instead of working on a bunch of little things and never getting anything done. She sees a lot of potential in you, is the idea. You know, if only you just kept with one thing.
How could I get your character to practice safer work environments?
Make hell freeze over.
Damn.
She will never. You cannot make her fucking be
Hold
safe.
on, I'm just. Here it goes. Okay. it's on
Alright,
now.
my
Oh,
my
hey,
next
thanks.
project, make her be safe.
Well- Well, you want to
Oh, I
leave,
can't
so that's a
do
little
that.
hard. But yeah, you rolled for.
that was 10 and that was 3.
No, not that. I meant, why are you rolling? Just to
Me?
make sure it's working?
Yeah, just to make sure it was working.
Okay.
Wait, how'd you get it to work?
Oh, it just came online just now. I was checking my phone. Nothing bad happened this time. Hey.
Also, unrelated, what's my harm at right now?
Your harm is at, more than it should be.
More than it should be.
You know,
Yeah.
it's the sort of
Yeah,
number
frankly,
that's
it's
it'll be fine
Frankly, it's
with a
unreasonable
good
how much
long
harm you
rest.
have.
But you're not feeling good.
Okay.
Everyone else's harm is as it should be.
Let me double check mine.
So 9.
Yeah. So basically, you have had enough,
Yeah, I'm at 9.
you've had medical intervention to the point where you just need lots of rest. You know, essentially as if you had paid Quill a bunch of money,
Uh-huh.
or at least a barter and then rested.
So I'm at 9, because I was at 10, so would that be me?
You're at N/A, non-applicable.
You're
You're
at.
at you're at 13 o'clock.
Yeah, I was about to say you're at 13.
Yeah,
Got
it'll
it.
don't worry. By the next time I give a shit, you'll probably be it depends if you want to be hurt in the future. You know, this is going to be
Depends.
basically a
Are you gonna
decision that
fight
becomes-
Are you gonna start a fight with someone this session?
That's up to you.
I know I'm saying it like you asking me.
Do remember, as always, that the option to hit the bricks is always there, or to leave it for somebody else to fuck with. You don't always have to be the one to hit the thing.
I'm gonna roll hard.
Gosh.
Sorry.
Rusty takes out one of his mini knives and
I look over to
stands
Lug.
above Lug.
I'm sorry,
But,
buddy. A sacrifice must be made.
It's a dog-eat-dog world. I don't even know what a dog is.
Don't say that. I can't.
Len interrupts your fucking goofery, which I am going to assume is in character.
No.
Yeah.
It definitely was in character. So important part, and everyone kind of nods. Tell us everything. This doesn't leave this room. Nobody who isn't here doesn't know. You're not going to tell anybody about this. Everybody is sworn to secrecy. Is that, agreed?
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
Yeah.
This can't leave here because we need to move away from the mountain. Not physically, but we can't rely on it. We know we can't. So, I guess give us the, I don't know. Just tell us.
When I was there,
It was a long trip, 4 days, of course. Went through a lot. We saw gigantic robot, almost not. Sorry, there's no such thing as robots in this world. Fuck. A gigantic metal machine, metal like machine, not connected to anything. They just stomped toward us, but we managed to sneak away from it.
Sneak, we ran. I
Okay,
ran out of
we
breath.
ran
That thing
from it.
chased us.
We ran from it, and then we snuck downstairs. The next floor we saw strange goo people. They looked like us, but not completely. We had to snuff a few of them out to get by. Then it was blisteringly hot. Not much else happened there, but we started to gather various tools information around there.
I think Lug kind of turns his head over to Lena. I think we need to establish that this cloth that the next one was just cold. But I think we need to establish this cloth does have two holes, torn holes just around where the eyes would be. So I think Lug does turn to Lena and he kind of lifts a weak hand and points, and he just lets out a blunt.
we killed you.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was building that, but yes, we did kill Lena.
I think she is quiet for a bit and is like, "What, by yourselves?"
Yeah.
She kind of, as soon as she left her little green she was floating in, she just sort of started to melt. Still was like a motherfucker though.
Yeah, that
I think,
hurt bad.
Yeah.
I think Lena starts kind of laughing and is like, "God damn, I knew I came from legendary shit."
Yeah, I'm never picking a fight with you.
Yeah, I'm getting tired of having to kill you. You sure, we're never gonna fight again? I don't know.
Let's hope for it, bud.
I'm tired of Lena. Not you, just the other ones. The ones who want to be you.
Hopefully there's not another me. I'm assuming...
Yeah, I don't think
I
that's
don't think
gonna
there
happen.
ever will. At least I don't think there ever will be another you. Everything down there is gone. We kept one station alive, I believe. Almost everything else is shut down, including the bodies that were being grown there.
I think she seems particularly affected by this. The sort of thing that's okay, I know it's gonna happen, but it still hurts. I think pretty much everybody in the room that, isn't specifically you guys can figure how you feel. They look very quiet and very still. And Lena says, so I guess that's it then.
Yeah. The only thing that should still be active is the food station. God asked us what station we wanted to keep, and we agreed on that.
Not really God, some panel.
Something like that. We did go
God's
down to God.
corpse.
Lug
Well,
killed God for
if
us.
it's still... Well, I think she looks down specifically and gives you a little too firm pat on the shoulder.
Uh-oh.
And it's like, you did good. She's still pretty broken up sounding. We will be... Len speaking now, and it says, we will be scouring the mountain for anything usable. What you've told us will hopefully make it easier on us as we scout it out. Everything that is usable will be taken out. Anything that can be melted down will be taken out. Anything that still works, we'll let it be, I suppose. I guess I'm particularly thankful that you chose food since you said you had a choice, is Jesus. You said there's medicine there too?
Mm-hmm.
God,
Yeah.
thank God. We do not have any way to produce medicine here. Poof. I think everybody, like, all of them kind of breathed like, oh my God, thank God.
You all don't know anything about, like, the program that created you, do you?
Nope. All we
You
know
were,
is
like, told a lot about it by a very patronizing voice. I don't know if we've grasped it all, but it seems like they wanted to just make you to replace whoever would be gone after what created the blue, I guess. This big flood.
I think Lorem speaks up and is like, yes, that fits a lot of what my theories are. You don't have to tell us anymore, though. I think that we'll likely find out ourselves down there.
Mm-hmm.
And if we don't, then we're all ready for it, because what would knowing do?
Well, if you do find anything interesting about it, I'd like to know.
Speaking of knowing, Lug, I don't mean to patronize, but I noticed that you have a large array of radio equipment that you don't use. Please use it.
Is this in character
There's
or out?
What?
Is this in
In.
character?
This is in character. This is what I'm
okay,
telling
okay,
you.
okay, good.
There are, well, not a lot, but there are a fair few radio broadcasts that go, that exist on the blue. It would probably do you a world of good to know things about what is going on in the world. Please keep up with your radio equipment.
Wait, those
My
work.
what? My what?
I think Lena, like, clenches and unclenches her fist, like, oh, I called this motherfucker a fucking colleague. I think she stalks off, just like, I can't deal with this right now. This motherfucker, how can he be so smart and so stupid?
Lena or Lorem?
Lorem's just,
Okay.
like, angry at how you've, like, been like, oh, what? Huh?
What is that?
What's a radio? And it's like, this motherfucker built a boat.
I thought it just beeped.
The most
I think in the
complicated
distance
tech
she's like,
I know
I'm gonna-
about is this
I think in the
stupid fish
distance
that's
she's
been
just like-
probably still blasting off in our boat.
God, in the
I should
distance
probably
she's
go and
like,
check on that, actually.
in the distance she's just like, you can hear her, like, kind of ranting and raving, like, this motherfucker, he doesn't know what the hell a radio is. He's got a whole goddamn array on this whole thing. I called him with my array. He and it's just like, I'm gonna fix your stupid radios. Those left and somewhat, like, a little like, about that outburst, turn back, and it's like, well, I suppose this brings us to the discussion of what you are owed for going, of course, above and beyond anything we've ever asked you to do. Once again, and the very least you can have is our thanks, and the very most you can have is what you've asked for. Elena will be working with the now absent Lorem to manufacture any prosthetics that you or your crew needs, and possibly the means to repair and replace them if any more accidents happen in the future.
I think
we
Lug does a
understand that-
snap and points at Quill. With, like, like the finger gun kind of point.
Yeah, she's like, oh, well, I didn't know about this, but alright. I won't say no.
I always win.
Rusty's also going to outburst in laughter.
That's good.
Sebby just
Um,
smiles.
Len turns to you, Giuseppe, and says, due to the state of our Navy and our general infrastructure, I don't think that we can, unfortunately, send you to Bollywood. However, at the very least we could do is give you, I don't know, some sort of help. We are willing to part with one of our more durable craft. Don't worry about whether we'll need it. We're going to be revamping our Navy in the coming days. It's obvious that with this attack that BG is a true threat to us and that we cannot look away.
Well, BG's my
You
enemy
won't have-
too,
you-
so I think that, but whatever you do, we'll do.
I'll come back to that in a moment. I forget. What else did they promise?
The gun that
Yeah,
nearly
you got
killed
the gun.
Log.
I think Lorem in the distance is like, I gave you the gun! I'll fix it! Otherwise, you can, I suppose, name your prices as you'd like. If you want supplies, food, we're willing to furnish that, of course. We're absolutely fine with food, considering you. That was, yeah. We're not gonna run out.
Yeah, some food would be nice.
And he kind of laughs a little bit.
Lyra gave me something pretty good to go in there. Food, and I don't think I can live without it anymore.
Well, give us a list and we'll make sure to furnish you with crates of everything you'd like. Yeah, considering our, and he looks kind of like out the door a little bit. Considering Lung's work in the agriculture sector, we're expecting a great surplus. Beyond the food that we simply can receive. So hopefully that'll be another thing that we can trade, and hopefully is another thing that we can use against our enemies. In addition to, we can likely at least, I don't know, we can at least ransom Sweet Jeremy. Who knows if BG wants him back? But
I'm gonna assume
he's a
not.
political prisoner. He is a political prisoner at the very least, so whether he wants them or not, I think he has to take him back. Otherwise, he'll give up his secrets. And Lena kind of like, flexes her fingers a bit, like, secrets that I'll get.
Sounds like pretty.
Hey, Rusty's gonna have a really distraught face over that. Like,
Very understandable.
No,
and I
please
appreciate
don't
that.
say it like that. Don't do that.
Yeah, is there anything else we can give you, various trade goods if you'd like?
Len, you still have my book? I don't blame you if you haven't looked at it any with all the chaos that's been going on, but I think I would like it back.
Oh, I actually have it in my... And he opens his coat. It's still a little hard because like his arm is still, well, his arm will always, I think, in the future be pretty useless. But he kind of like gets under his arm a little bit in his coat and hands you the book back. I made some work on it, but certainly not a whole lot. I'm sure we're like right around the corner to finishing that second section though.
But I get it
So,
soon.
look
But
forward
thank
to that.
you. I will work on it on our travels.
Absolutely.
Where's my stuff? I found things.
He just kind of he looks a bit around, looking, I guess, for his bag. He's still laying down. He's not making any effort to get up at this point.
I think Strip bends down and grabs the bag for you.
He roots around because I did take some interesting things. Now I don't remember their name because I put dumb joke names. But that that germ guy. We found his card, his keys, his car keys, and his SSN.
Germa.
Was his
Yeah, we
actually
found
Germa? Because that was one of the fake names I put.
We're gonna say Germa.
Okay.
We're gonna say Germa. Sorry,
Germa
Germa.
985.
Yeah.
That's his last name. Please
Yeah,
call me
that's his
Germa
last name.
985. Germa was my father. Or something. I
Funnily
don't know.
enough, that's also the numbers
No.
on the back of the card.
Wait,
Yeah,
no,
that's his
please call me
SSN.
Germa. Please call me Germa. My father was 985.
No, call me second Germa. My father was Germa 985.
Germa
Okay, that's pretty
2!
Okay, but you were saying I'm not sure I'm getting it. You're looking for. You found that guy's stuff.
Yeah, and I guess just kind of showing
The fuck are these? We found them. On some guy.
And I think he also pulls
looks
out
like
of
they
his bag. He pulls out his the other two bombs he took, and he kind of says something half-assed, kind of
Oh, and I don't
I
know how
found
these got
these.
here. Yeah, I don't know how these got here. There weren't
think,
three when they got there. I didn't find them, but when
I'm
they,
gonna,
there
I'm
were
gonna
only
kind
two.
of push him with my elbow a little.
Seppi's just like sweating nervously. What did you do
Elna
this
gives
time?
you a very kind of look.
Hmm.
You're like, talking out the side of your mouth, huh? I think I'm Booby the Fool, huh? Stupid ass. But nobody says anything in particular. They're like, okay, thanks.
it's all looks.
It's a good thing these found their way into my bag without my doing, because they help.
Yeah, so then you could have gotten blown up. Yeah,
Shut
it's a
up.
good thing they were there.
Shut up.
No.
Maybe I should handle like the heavy weapon stock for just a little bit. At least keep some of it with me.
Yeah, maybe not.
Well,
I think Quill pipes up real quick, and it's like, "Oh, this has nothing to do with the heavy shit." And wait, I shouldn't be here. Fuck. I didn't hear nothing. Okay, now that's that settled. Rusty, we kind of. You never really gave the whole, group a name or nothing. And since we got the engineers with us, we kind of got a little, jealous.
Oh, yeah.
So we came up with a new name.
Alright, yeah. Give it to me.
Or they came up with a new name.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm not actually part of your. Look.
Yeah.
it's fine. They're calling themselves the Regulars.
The regulars.
So, I don't know, Rusty's Regulars, the regular. I don't know. Ask them.
I mean, yeah, if they came up with it, then yeah, I'm good with it.
Yeah, I figured it'd be. Anyway, ignore me for the very important information discussion. Bye. I
Alright.
wasn't here.
Later.
I think they eye Quill very. This is a problem.
don't worry about her. She's
She's
got it.
deaf, don't worry.
Of course.
Giuseppe doesn't acknowledge anything. He just shrugs his shoulders.
Glenn has a bit of a chuckle, but then does that whole haha and then serious face. Unfortunately, I think this brings us to something that it's been decided amongst the chairs and the general populace, as well as some of the members of your crew. We've talked to them as well. I'm sorry that we kind of went up behind your backs with this, but we wanted to leave you, I don't know, able to watch over your friend.
Repeat that, sorry.
Basically just saying, they asked, your crew about this, that it's kind of almost unanimous amongst the chair members, and that, of a decision I have not said yet. I'm going to say it in a second.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
When you next leave, I'm sorry, but please don't come back.
Why not? Too dangerous? Too dangerous for you or for us?
Both. Considering Jeremy's rantings, it's likely that they came here not necessarily only for us, but for you as well. A sort of, two birds, one stone kind of situation. You probably noticed that they were kind of specifically trying to attack your boat. And it's a nice boat, so it would make sense for them to attack it. We believe that your biggest strength is the fact that you can move around. If you don't stay in one place very often, then it's unlikely that your enemies can, I don't know, ambush you, find you specifically. That's, we're not sure of that, but at the very least we know that we can't rely on you to defend us anymore. We can still, share broadcasts, and you can still be friends with everybody here, but, we'll keep in touch, but we have to ask you for, just so long as, everybody gets it.
So,
Yeah, I understand.
what you're saying
It does
is,
make sense.
we can come back when we don't have any enemies?
Yes. When this is over, and whether BG leaves or if I don't know. The future can hold many things, we don't know.
Giuseppe
But
cracks
if
his
the
knuckles.
if the day comes that we're at peace, then absolutely, please come back.
Absolutely. We got solid land here.
In the meantime, we're gonna forego most of our repairs for the time being to help you get on your feet. We're hoping that we can have everything with you up and running within the week.
I'd like that.
Thank you again so much.
You're welcome. And considering that we now have two moderate-sized wrecks in our harbor, getting the metal will not be difficult. So hey, if you have any extra, any need for metal, then you have it right here.
Hope someday they tell stories about the 3 people who destroyed 2 giant ships.
I think that it's best if that just faded into legend, because I don't think many people specifically believe it.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll tell stories, but you know how stories are.
Yeah.
So, anyone who would like to be fit for prosthetics, you can meet up with Elena within the week. Lug, you'll be seeing a lot of Lorem and our other apprentice engineers. Giuseppe, if you would stick with me, we can figure out supplies.
I think Lug kind of beckons for someone to come over. Who does?
I would.
No,
Rusty.
one of the millionaires.
Fuck you. Let him come. Yeah. No. Okay, no, sorry, continue.
No, Rusty can't. No, I'm kidding.
He doesn't have legs now.
We'll say Elena.
Okay.
She comes over.
I think he kind of leans as best he can and kind of whispers a request of,
I want a decent stockpile of weapons and medical supplies. This isn't for the crew. This is backup.
I think he tries to get it kind of quiet to where no one else can really hear.
If other people want to try to hear, they can roll to interfere.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna continue to be nosy.
Should we collab for this?
Oh.
HX?
No, you can't. collab.
Giuseppe
Each of you
distracts
roll, each of
Lug.
you just roll interfere. If you get 10
Giuseppe,
plus, you hear.
That one scene.
Damn it, sidekick bot!
That one scene.
Oh, dude.
That one scene in Deltarune where
Oh,
like
boy.
Susie covers Lance's ears fast
Okay.
before the sound hits them.
Sure. Yeah, use that dice roller, I suppose, and on Google.
Okay.
Basically, you're rolling to interfere. That should be plus HX. If you get a 10 plus, you just hear what he says. Between, and you get like bits and pieces, nothing to really go on.
I got a 12. Hell yeah, baby.
Fuck my life.
Jesus.
I'm sorry, bud. Your secret thing's out.
I'm sorry, I won't tell.
Sorry,
I won't
Josie.
tell.
Sorry, Josie. Your plot to turn us against each other is failing again.
I didn't do shit. He did it on his own.
This isn't to turn us against each other. This is for when the...
I'm just
Civil
Listen,
War.
nosy.
Listen,
Civil War.
no. This is for when the Exodia inevitably gets hijacked, so Lug can get in, get weapons, and re-hijack it, okay?
Pump himself full of morphine.
Yes. He's going to get a
Morphine.
bunch of Chronos. Right?
Oh, please
right?
don't. Anyway, I think Elena specifically does not make any particular reaction, and they just kind of like, comes back up, steps away. What did you get, Jacob, if you rolled?
I didn't roll.
Okay, you just didn't want to hear?
Not feeling nosy today, huh?
Not feeling nosy.
I didn't realize
Not
you both
feeling
had to roll.
nosy
Rusty-
If you're not
Really,
feeling nosy,
huh?
then you're not feeling nosy. I'm
But
not
me and
saying it's a
Rusty
bad
are
thing.
friends. He should tell me if I need to know.
No, he's not gonna.
Oh, okay.
I won't
Anyway.
gossip.
Well, assume just
Rusty
like I
is
just
Immediately
like saw, I
goes
just
over
saw
to
him
Diggle
speak
Zink
some-
and Lyra.
I guess we can just assume I saw him speak something, but like didn't hear any words. Just knew that they talked.
Sure. Yeah, Rusty, you probably didn't hear it in full, but you heard a good chunk of it. The gist of what he asked.
Yeah.
Rusty screams out, "Weapons!"
Time to eat.
No.
Hey guys, how you doing over there? Hey guys, how's it going?
Rusty pops up from under the table.
Yeah, I think if we're all good with that, then I think we can skip forward a bit. You can get what you'd like. If the people who are, Rusty, if you want a prosthetic hand, they can give you a pretty basic one.
Ew, alright.
One with you can decide the strength and weakness. I think.
Yeah, let me set up. Not on the
Yeah,
recording.
we should have the prosthetics rules up on the Discord in the pinned.
Lug
Yep, maybe it should
finally
be the
gets his
second one right
mask
there.
back.
Oh yeah, I think Lena at some point is just like, something's missing. And he's like, oh, right, here you go. You kind of probably do
Yeah.
like a baby, like, eh.
Yeah, that
Yes.
thing's on in a fucking instant, though. It's scary how
Oh.
fast he puts it on.
What the fuck is it, pinned?
What do you,
I
it's
know
literally
pinned.
going the pinned messages of Deep Blues. Second one there.
Oh, is this a pin? Okay. I'm on my phone, leave me be.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But, yeah, you'll be looking for, I'd say half arm.
Half arm? Yeah, well, yeah.
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 It'll be half arm. Choose the strength, look, and weakness if you'd like.
Okay.
If you think this will take a little too long, we can do some other shit real quick.
Go ahead, do some other shit real quick while I look it over.
Okay. If everybody could, real quick though, after everybody's like, a week has passed, and everybody's kind of hauled ass back on, people give like sad goodbyes, like, bye bye, not gonna see you for a long time, if ever again.
Is Silver still here? Did he leave a while back?
Silver.
They left a while back. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like they did.
They provided all the metal to get you to where you are, and then it's like, well, that's it. Time to do my other business.
I think before he leaves,
Or they.
Lug finds his way to Sweet Jeremy just to give him a kick in the ribs.
Yeah, I think they've put him in the old water prison.
I kind of want to use one of my Master D moves. I kind of want to use one of my Master D moves to learn more about Sweet Jeremy, but he's probably not a critical character.
You can go ahead. It's not like
Ooh,
you
actually-
can't use it a lot.
Actually,
Can I use my Everybody Eats move? That's a roll plus hot for asking questions.
Sure, we can say that over the week, you asked people around hey, well, what's this about Sweet Jeremy? And it's like, well, I heard, etc., etc.
I actually want to roll reputation, even if it's pretty important. I want to roll reputation.
Give me a second to bring up my thing.
Yeah, we'll do Jacob's first real quick. It seems like
Psychic-
Sidekick Bot is
Psychic's back
back,
on,
so go
apparently.
ahead and roll with Sidekick Bot.
Oh, are we doing our? What are we doing?
Jacob is rolling Everybody Eats.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
pretty
Plus
good.
3 working out.
Yep,
So I
so-
get to ask one question of this layout.
Yep, you get to ask how are they doing? What's up with them? What or who do they love best? Who do they know, like, and or trust? When next can I expect to see them? And how could I get them physically or emotionally?
Not sure what would be the best one for this situation. If I ask when do I expect to see them, I'd probably just get the answer he won't be leaving this room, but
You could ask who do they know, like, and trust to get information on other underlings of BG.
yeah, that may be good. Who do they know, like, or trust?
Let's see.
Espionage, Giuseppe?
Well, they didn't like Gormizer. I don't think anyone in BG's
Yeah, nobody liked
fold
Gormizer.
liked Gormizer.
Everybody had a party when Gormizer died. They didn't know he died, but they felt it. And they had a party.
Yeah.
The psychic maelstrom became slightly less annoying.
Wow, I feel really less depressed here today. Gormizer must be dead.
I think that you ask around a bit, and some people, in particular, I think folks that are part of Lena's cleanup crew, talk about somebody named Visage.
Oh
Ooh.
boy.
They say that Jeremy was bitching at some point about how he'd sick Visage on him. And so they figure that Visage is another one of the higher-ish up, underlings of BG, but also somebody who is very willing to, do violence upon people. So he's dangerous, and he, is in some way related to Sweet Jeremy.
All right, I can be
Be
prepared for
Jeremy's
that.
brother.
That saves me a read a person check.
And before Lug kicks him in the ribs, I want to roll reputation.
Go ahead. Golly.
I
So
kind of considered getting reputation, but I don't know.
it's alright. I'd rather people not have too many of the same moves.
Yeah, that's
or
what I was
if,
thinking
if
too.
at all, but
Hey, get
if you
frenzy.
think it works. If you think it works, since two people have augury due to different moves, but they are different moves. But anyway, you did your reputation.
I get to choose what he's heard about me.
You sure do.
And I get
So what have you
plus
heard about them?
1 going forward with them. But I don't think that's gonna be
Right.
applicable.
I mean, if you wanted to try to interrogate him yourself, you could. You know,
Hmm.
you'd probably do a read person on that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you could.
I think he's
But
heard.
let's real quick. Let's play the scene. So how do you go about this? Like, you're about to enter the room. Like, what do you do?
I think I'll go check that no one else
The area
is around.
the area is dark and dank, and it's like kind of dug into the side of like kind of the lower part of the mountain into a rock face. A bunch of metal bars, you know, between little like cells that only open from above them, that let like rain in and like let the backwash, you know, kind of flow out into the ocean. It's very salty, very wet and dank and musty.
You think it would be dark?
It's pretty dark.
Okay, I think I'm gonna paint this picture. In order to see, Lug is going to use his Zippo lighter, and so all that Sweet Jeremy's gonna be able to see is this mask being illuminated by the slight flicker of the lighter, looking down upon him from up above the cage.
Right.
And
Are you above him or are you to the side of him? Because like
or is there
there's a side area for people who want to.
Oh,
Yeah,
in that case, then it would
they
be
only-
side.
Okay. Yeah, I think when you like kind of slosh in, he's looking pretty cruddy. It's been about a week since you know, he's put in these thing in here, and he's like worse for wear. He's like, I'm not going to talk. You have nothing you can do to me, and as a political prisoner, I demand equal. And then like sees like kind of like that, you know, the lighter and the mask, and he just clams up, just like a little played out.
Well, so it's obvious he knows that Lug was the one who shot the gun, right? We can get that out of the
If
way.
you want to know.
Yeah, I think he knows that this is the mad lad who shot the gun.
The mad lad who fired the shot.
Yeah, the shot heard around the blue. And where is read a person? Well, let's read a person. Where would interrogate be?
That would be reading a person.
Oh. I think Lug would.
You can ask him. Of course, the first thing you can do is actually like ask him questions, and then you could say, "Are they telling the truth?" You know.
Okay.
Yeah. What are you asking him? What are you saying to him? Because when you read a person, you have to at least like, you know, have a conversation.
Hey, buddy. Kind of saunters on with that. You're not going anywhere. But if you were, who would you want to see the most? After all this.
How would he respond to that? I think he goes, you, and tries to like, you know, get his, you know, all of his pride back up. He's like, you cannot intimidate me. You're intimidating him.
Man, BG really does need to hire better people.
Can I just say, I don't think Rusty's joining you guys on that. Sorry.
I think it's just Lug doing this.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
only
think
Lug
Lug-
doing this.
Yeah, Giuseppe's like doing off like business stuff.
Oh, I thought. Okay, I thought
He was
Giuseppe came along
investigating,
too,
but he's
sorry.
not going near the person because
Yeah, like there's two different angles to this. This like Lug's going straight to the source, and Giuseppe's like asking around.
Oh, okay, I got a little confused. Thank you for clearing it up.
It's all good. Yeah, what do you say? He's shaking in his boots, but he's trying to hold it together.
No one? You're sadder than I thought.
I may not be in a particularly powerful position at the moment, but I am I am a well-respected community, part of the community of Beachy's army, and if you were to help me get out of here, I could arrange things. I could pardon you for the cry for destroying my backup ship. And like you can see, like he doesn't want to do this. He's so pissed off about it. You could
You-
money.
He interrupts.
You'd forgive me for winning?
Yeah, yes, of course. You, as you know what they say, winner takes all. The winner writes the history, sir. And it takes all of you can tell that with it takes all of his willpower to call you sir.
Rot.
And I think with that, he kind
No,
of walks
wait,
away.
no! I
He
think
kind of
he
walks
pushes
away.
up against the wall. He's like, "No, wait! I can give you anything you want. Get me out of here! Let me out!"
If he's doing that, I think that would be a good time for Lug to stick his hand in the grate. I'm gonna say left hand with his nice death grip glove, and just give a nice
Ooh, that's a good one.
firm grip on his hand, enough to nearly
Okay, by
break
firm
it.
grip, I'm
Enough to nearly break
okay.
it.
So you do the fucking elementary I got your hand.
Yes.
Bend it backward kind of thing.
No, not
Okay,
even
he's
bend
like,
it. Just
"Oh, no!"
squeeze it in his fist.
I think at first he's like
Mean.
he takes it as, "Oh, you're gonna shake my hand." No, oh god! I'm like, "No, my hand, stop! Please."
Your omnipotence, have mercy.
Yeah, basically. Did you? Yeah, you haven't read the person yet, have you?
Oh, I have not. I think
Do you even want to?
I do, but I think I know enough by now.
Oh,
I have a feeling that he's Have you seen the new fucking animated spellbook video with the
yeah, I
there's
think
like
so.
the cooking book? Because he just reminds me of the noble, and it's like, our target's a noble, and it cuts to him, and he's like, and he got angry because I didn't say anything about killing peasants in the bet. I feel like this dude's kind of like that, where nobody really likes him.
I kind of like him. Well, I guess his characterization.
Prick.
Yeah. I like Sweet Jeremy. I wouldn't hang out with him, but as a character, I liked Sweet Jeremy.
Yeah,
What a
I think
pathetic little.
I think
rat.
Lug's made enough of a mark on this poor fool. Word'll get around. I think that's enough for Lug, yeah. And he
Okay.
walks off after
Uh,
nearly
Rusty-
breaking his hand.
Rusty, I think just in general, your cult's just kind of having an alright time. Well, it's a sad time, but it's they're just kind of trying to be like, ugh, ugh.
Gotta happen, sadly.
Yeah.
Make the most of it now.
Did you figure out what you want your prosthetic to be like?
Yes, I did. Let me.
Okay, can you give me the deets?
I'll give you the dates.
If you could also
You
probably
see?
write it in the Discord just to have it.
For this
Oh,
was
here.
my plan all along, to give
me-
Seth enough
Go
time!
ahead and post. If you can read that through the green.
Oh, you went with 2. All right.
Yeah, I really because I don't think he would like me to choose 1, and 2.
I figured that we'd stick with 1, and then later on, if you wanted to modify it,
Can I do 1, and 2?
the weaknesses.
Yeah, 2 weaknesses, 1 strength, 1 look.
I really would like something to happen to make something whisper to the world psychic maelstrom.
Okay, so 1, and 1. I can change that.
Yeah. The slips is absolutely fine. It's I just
I
want
love
some
it,
sort of
slip.
narrative thing to happen.
Okay, yeah,
which
yeah.
may happen soon. I'll just say.
Yeah, that's
Oh
fine.
boy.
So it's integrated with the meat, but it slips. So what I'm thinking is...
that hurts. Listen.
No, what
That
I'm
sucks.
thinking is... It is constantly wet, like Rusty, but it's not like his skin, so things don't really get, kind of sucked in, That's a bad way to say it. He can't
Maybe
grip
it's
things well.
Maybe it's instead, the ball joint for the hand likes to slip a lot. So if you're holding anything in your hand, sometimes the wrist joint just kind of blumps
Pops.
downwards, and whatever you're holding just if you're holding a glass, it just spills because your hand just goes forward. It's something that at the worst of times if you put too much pressure on it, it just kind of slips out of its position.
Yeah. In that case, since we're doing 1, and 1, I guess interchangeable components, utilitarian, and slips.
Okay. Yeah, that works, absolutely.
So
If you
I'll
want to do
go
any
ahead and
modifications, you can either do that yourself, or you can
please
have-
fix this shit.
Knives to it, okay? I just want to attach knives to it.
you can probably do that.
I'm going to be honest, 100% the only reason why I chose interchangeable components was so that I could put fucking knives on it.
Yeah, you can have like hidden. That can mean hidden bits. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm just gonna get stupid with this, with the knives.
Like,
might as
God.
well. Like after not last session, but with the House of Broken Dreams, you want some knives? I just like, you know what? You know what? You're right.
I'm sorry
I
to be
do.
playing up on that, but like, I don't know. It feels
No,
like
it's
Rusty
true.
has nothing in the world he wants for except knives.
It's true. It's true though.
Rusty has
Knives
knives,
and
Lug
goofy
has
clothes.
guns, Giuseppe has like whatever he can scrounge up from anywhere.
You've got a knife gun. You
I got
have
a
both.
knife gun, I
you
got
got
a
the best
hook,
of both
I got
worlds.
I
Yeah.
got a magnum cannon.
You're fucking multi-classing.
This is what happens. This is what happens.
So yeah, here actually I should probably update image. There you go. Okay,
Alrighty.
just updated.
Now, after all this, as y'all leave, I think at some point you check, the supplies they've given you. They've given you all your favorite shit, Rusty.
Hell yeah.
I think they've essentially like polled the people on your ship and been like, "What do y'all like?" And they basically gave you a bunch of that,
Oh yes.
a
Hell
whole
yes.
lot of that.
Hell yes. Hell yes. Hell yes.
If you ration it, it can last a long time. If you don't, not as long.
Of course.
Which is to say, like, if you keep up with like catching fish and buying new food when you can.
The
But
more
anyway.
party rolls you get, the less it's gonna last.
Yeah,
yeah,
you're right.
sure. That actually makes 100% sense.
You're
Yes. But you each notice that in your personal supplies that you've been given, that y'all each got 5 barter each. I think that's about it for the general shit.
That's a lot of
Lug.
Yeah.
Did you? I mean, like you're in your workshop, an array has essentially been like set up better to kind of work better, or at least like work at all. Your radio array.
Oh no, I wanted the radio array to be in
You want it to be like on the captain's area.
yes.
Okay, that works. I think that you're probably working there at one point, and I think like I think the first thing you're doing probably, would you say, is like making a list of like the frequencies that you found.
Right.
Okay, I think there's one in particular that interests you the most because it's not just local news or like talks about like Brandon attack fucking for the 50th time this week, because instead this one starts out very strangely. It starts out in the middle of something, but you realize that it's repeating itself. It is a station on the absolute farthest, or just about farthest right, that your radio can go. You feel like you're almost gonna break the dang knob turning it this far, and it's still kind of choppy, but you hear a small little jingle that goes doo 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 doo. In the year 2025, the world's populace saw firsthand the effects of environmental tampering and came together to develop the New Eden Project. And then a much different voice that goes 8, 5, 12, 12, 15. Do 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 do. And it repeats. I will give you a transcript that I have here. I think around the time this is happening, Rusty.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
I think you're laying in your bunk area, and you're just having an alright time.
Yeah.
But
Chilling.
you start to feel that kind of it feels like familiar, like something that you remember from a long, long time ago. But it makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up. It's like a memory that you've that you don't want to remember, but still has good feelings with it.
Yeah.
And I think you begin to kind of you perk up at that. You're like, okay, what the hell's going on? And something catches your eye. Do you look for it?
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Yes.
Out of the corner of your eye, and only when you're looking at it in the corner of your eye, the wall of your room resembles a curtain. You can see like the little flap in the corner, like left there. What do you do?
Can I roll weird
For what?
to figure this out? Hey, is this attached to the psychic maelstrom?
Sure, you can roll weird.
I want to roll weird.
If this has anything to do with one of Rusty's wives, I swear to Christ.
You know for a fact that this is connected. This is all connected. You think that this is the most important, like, you've had visions, you've had, portents and, like, information that just kind of came to you, but you know that this is specifically information that is seeking you out, and it is information that is very important. Like, every time that you've, like, opened your brain, you know that, like, something it has been given to you. As though, like, somebody has been constantly, like, trying to press something into your hand the moment you're awake, and then when you open your brain, it just, like, falls into your hands. But this time, it feels like somebody is already pressing it into your hands and is just waiting for you to, like, grasp it.
I want to grasp it.
You grab onto the corner of that curtain, and it feels like skin. Not dry skin, but skin that is alive, that has blood flowing beneath it.
Oh.
Do you pull it aside?
Hesitantly.
You pull aside and peek in, and there is a flash of bright light. So bright that you're blinded. Like, for the next, like, I think 10 or 15 seconds, everything is black spots and flashing colors. And then you come to, and the wall is normal. Nothing weird is going on anymore. But when you close your eyes, when you blink, you can see a strange symbol. You can see, within, like, I don't know, every part of your brain, you know that this is some sort of a key, something that is, like, it is the answer. And that's the end of the session.
Oh, okay.
Vague as all hell.
We've got like flesh thing. Hmm.
The spirit of the flesh!
I never liked flesh,
this is-
I always hated it.
I do want to say that what the symbol looks like is up to you, Seth. If you'd like to draw it out or, MS Paint it or whatever the hell, I'll just leave that up to you.
Okay.
I need to make
Alex...
like a list of things Giuseppe no longer likes because of this campaign. He doesn't like clones. He doesn't like flesh. Doesn't like
log.
He doesn't like. He doesn't like the. He doesn't like the 11th
Okay,
month
before
of the
before
year.
we continue,
Okay.
we should really do our HX rolls as soon as we can. So
I don't know if I
Who-
like know anyone. If we all know anyone better this time.
I mean, it depends. Y'all were in the hospital room together.
You all
we
saw Lug's
interacted.
fucking face.
Yeah.
We did.
I gave Lug.
It was
his...
less important than or less like momentous than it a face reveal could have been.
Turns out he just has a face.
Damn, he just has a face. Fucked up. Who knows Michael or not Michael? We all know Michael better. Who knows Lug better?
Can I say Rusty for listening in and like paying attention to, hey, he wants something to cover his face. He doesn't like his face.
You
being
had
seen.
you had a vested interest in listening exactly to like his little whispers and shit. Okay, who
Make
knows?
sure.
Oh wait, do I mark that or does Seth?
The person who knows more.
Okay.
Who knows Giuseppe better?
I did like the spiel about what happened underneath there. So if like either of you guys think, who do you think got more from that?
I mean, we both already knew that pretty much.
I think maybe I would call it from Lug, because do you think that Lug and Giuseppe probably collaborated on what they learned?
Probably.
Yeah.
Sorry, I left you out of that, Rusty.
It's okay, he's got his own shit to deal with.
Yeah, I think it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Like, the shit comes for him. He doesn't have to look for it.
Yeah, he can just sit down and suddenly like, hey, I'm gonna give you this weird shit.
The wall's
like,
talking
alright.
to you again. Hey, Wall, how's it going?
Yeah, it's just the light, or it's just the light beneath the skin of the world. Whatever.
Don't worry about it.
Who knows Rusty better, I guess.
Knows me better.
You think so?
Would be.
You know, I'm willing to just give you things. to help
Okay.
out.
Rusty's good.
Pat you on the back. We had that funny argument where I jokingly tried to stab you with a knife.
You know what? You're right. So I think that means I mark experience. Do we both mark it?
If you got to +4, then you mark experience. Bring it to +1.
Yeah. I'm only
And
at
remember,
3 with
it is
you.
only the person who got the HX that
We
gets
both
the
got
experience.
HX.
Okay.
So
Okay. I'm like doing good on EXP. I just got another bubble because I managed to do a everybody eats roll.
You got a hot roll.
I have like, well, actually the bubble brought me to an improvement, so I have 2 more now. 2 more that I still need to
sick.
decide what to do with.
Yeah, now we can go back to discussing the various funny shit.
Alright. Again, I hope I didn't like rush you, but like this was like a good session for like wrapping this up, I think.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, again, I'm always like worried that I'm rushing you, but I'm realizing just like we have more time for sessions for at least the prime moments, so like we don't need to have them as long.
it makes
Yeah.
my job easier.
Yeah, I just like again, I don't want to like rush anyone, but like I'm also glad that we don't like going for super long now.
Right. One thing I want to real quick say. Michael, would you like me to give you a hot and cold on what you think you're trying to figure out?
Sure.
Cold.
Damn.
Look for, I don't know, some other ARG bullshit. Don't go full ARG. We're not looking for fucking spectrometers and shit. We're
Hey,
looking for
Uh,
baby's first ARG.
Well,
I swear
I've
if
been
we get
in a
ARG
computer
this-
science class recently, and this looks like it could be binary, maybe?
Binary is ones and zeros.
Hex?
Yeah,
I don't
but
think that would
numbers can be
hex,
binary.
no.
What?
I think you're thinking of hex, but I don't think this is hex.
Have you never seen a fucking flippy do?
Oh,
What the fuck is that?
Yeah,
What a
the
flippy
fuck?
do is?
No, say that again and tell us about it.
Okay, here, I'm gonna show you the magic of the flippy do.
Please.
Flippy do.
Please.
If anybody else has
do.
has like an idea on what this could be,
Okay.
shout it out.
New
Yeah,
This-
shout out in
project. There's a lot of
comments.
things named
This
Eden in fiction, so
Is
like
the flippy do.
Well, just remember, I had to actually look this up because I almost forgot. The New Eden Project is what the medical book called the whole Mountain Project
okay.
when when Lug was looking in it. That was a long while ago, though. Anyway, Flippy Do isn't it? I'm just gonna say.
Okay,
That
so
ain't
yeah,
it,
the-
bro.
Oh, darn. It
I'm
basically
just
shows
saying.
you what a number is in binary.
No, please go even simpler.
Okay, so yeah,
Oh,
the
hey.
voice, the main
Hold on.
broadcast voice was just like a history recap, I guess.
Sort of.
Like apparently like a
Some
long
sort of,
time
like-
after the fact, it seems like. So like they say like environmental tampering led to things starting to like go down, and then they made the New Eden project to make more clones, and of course they picked the most aggressive one.
Right.
You know, all those rational humans from back then. God, I hate humans.
I know what it
Yeah.
says. It says hello.
Is-
Doesn't it? Doesn't it? Doesn't it? Did I do it?
You did it.
Damn it!
I'm smart. I can do ARGs now.
Do we know anything?
Michael went full fucking Marn and was just like brain
do
blast.
we know anything
And
about
Listen,
And Seth was just like, a letter? And it's
Listen.
like, I doubt it.
Listen,
I
while
would vote
while
Jimbo on this
while
one
Seth
thing.
was going, I got it. I was in the middle of standing up and turning myself upside down to see if it looked like a word upside down.
What would that look like? Fucking sis.
No,
Michael, Josie literally said baby's first ARG, and I was like, wait, if I were to
I
make
know.
a ARG, I'd just do stupid letter stuff.
Oh,
Sadly,
boy.
hello doesn't like help us out very much. Just like only that like someone is like saying, "Hey, how's it going, buddy?" Yeah, cool.
What do you
I'm
think
doing
this
good.
means, though? Like,
Hey,
this is a
what's up?
weird broadcast from a direction. I'd say that, like, if Lug wanted to, he could try to triangulate this.
Is there a call-in number?
No.
Yes, it is. I'm
But
gonna
I
have
would
This is
say,
not
like-
caller
recording.
ID.
Caller ID.
It's a BG trying to call us, but he forgot to turn off his caller ID.
Yeah,
What?
I want to say that if Lug were to want to, he could, like, if y'all were sailing around the fucking blue, you could triangulate it.
Hmm.
you basically determine what direction the frequency's coming from, and then you do that 3 times and you figure out where it's coming from.
Just like how you do figure out in Minecraft where the end portal is.
Really?
Yeah, you can apparently do that with 2 ender pearls.
What?
You just gotta know some trigonometry.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
How?
Ender pearls
Like
are
you-
eyes
you-
of Ender.
Eyes of Ender, pardon.
Oh.
They
Pardon,
already
I don't know.
I'm so sorry.
eyes
I
of
don't know
Ender
anything about Eyes of Ender.
send you to it.
I'm sorry.
No, that's like
I'm
you
like-
can use them like to find the portal.
Yeah.
Yeah, you throw it and then it gives you a direction. Sorry, I got the
Really?
2 confused because they're the same thing to me.
Right.
Ooh, pretty crystal.
When you
There
throw
you
it,
go.
it floats and travels 12 blocks. Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. You don't even
Yeah.
need trigonometry. You just need to go that direction.
Yeah.
You just
You
do a
can
hot,
use
you do a
only
hot
2.
and cold until you find it.
Yeah, but
That's-
you can only use 2 and figure it out. With trig.
That's true. Right. If you
Too
do
bad I don't
it,
know trig. Too bad I failed that class because Peterson or whatever. the
yeah, this is
program
basically
wouldn't
me
work.
saying like that this is a physical, actual like, it is a frequency that is coming from somewhere. If you wanted to find out where the fuck it's coming from, you could.
Hey, hey,
I
can
mean, we
can I
need
make
direction.
a guess? Can I make a guess?
But
It's from Hidden, isn't it?
mm,
Is
We
it?
I don't
always
know.
try. We're going to somewhere. I want to like knock more dots off the map. We lost one. I don't want to lose any more.
yeah, I suppose in the coming week, discuss probably where you want to go next. You have the
Could
map
it be coming
still.
I
from
don't want to go
Bobble?
to Jonathan's until we like have no clue because there's guarantee we won't find like one of the things we're looking for at Jonathan's because it's been taken.
I
Yeah,
mean,
speaking of which, I can probably put a line for the direction of where the thing came from, the signal
Yeah.
on the map. If
We
you'd
do
like.
need to go back
Oh,
to
yeah.
Hollister someday, sadly, because it still has a signal. I don't
Okay,
want
what were
to
we
go
saying
back to
now?
Hollister.
I want to go back to Hollister, but just don't stop the boat. Just drive through it.
We do got like, are we gonna like fill in details about the ships we've gotten by next session?
Oh yeah, I sent the layout of the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
did.
right,
We
you
gotta
did.
talk about that.
We also gotta name them, but like I need to think of
We
more
have to
music
pin it.
references for that.
Gotta name your new. Yeah, you gotta name your new boat. You gotta
Okay.
look at.
Unless you just want to keep calling it Exodia Plus.
Exodia Plus is fine.
Well, like we got other boats. They said they'd give us some, or was that just referring to the Exodia Plus?
No, they're saying that they're willing to give you one of their currently operational armored speedboats.
Yeah, just a speedboat.
Okay, I may have to. I'll name that when we get around to getting it and leaving.
Yeah, I don't think everybody got a view exactly of this. It's very good. I like it.
It is.
Thank
It's nice
you.
and clean. It's obvious.
I
As
drew
to
this
what
a few
everything
weeks
is.
ago,
Oh yeah.
before the canon thing, which is why I didn't account for it.
Well, that's kind of how it was, wasn't it? You
Yeah.
didn't think that there'd be a whole ass cannon there.
I
No.
really
You kind of got to
didn't.
fit it. But here you go. Millions is of course the starting point, and that's the direction that it is going.
Set up on
Of
my
course, it's from Prosper.
Prosper. You gotta go through the estuary. Is the estuary bad? I've forgotten.
It's misty and scary and weird.
I mean, that's a lot of places we've been to.
Well, it's like, you remember the shadows in the mist that were always there of things that are far too large to exist,
Yeah.
but you never actually saw. There's
I
pirates.
saw that fish. That wasn't in the estuary.
That was Hollister.
No,
Yeah, that
no,
was
no.
back near Hollister.
No, the fish? No, that was near Jonathan's.
Oh no, that's
Or not
like between
Jonathan's, but
Velcro and
yeah,
Millions,
Velcro
right?
Millions.
Oh, that fish.
Yeah, that fish. I'm not
Yeah, I
talking.
guess-
I'm not talking
so I
about the
guess we
screaming
should go to-
fish.
I guess we should go to Prosper next. That's probably like our next quest line. Maybe we could make a pit stop at Hidden. It's like on the way, and it is a place we need to check out.
Is an idea.
Yeah, the less time we have to spend in this like circle is probably this like corner of the map is probably the better.
So just to confirm,
Mhm.
this isn't all there is in the blue, right?
Absolutely not. This is like, as I think
This
I
is just like a
mentioned earlier,
region,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
called the Millions Mountain region.
right?
Areas in the blue are generally referred to as like the nearest
Landmass.
the nearest actual landmass. Yeah, most stuff like radiates out of a mountain.
I still think it would be cool. I know it probably won't happen, but I think it would be
Bulldozer?
cool. But I think it would be cool if there was an area where it was like essentially a marsh. Like this, like the land is very close to the top, but like it's still flooded over. We
Prosper.
could wade through it. No, Prosper.
Hidden.
Maybe. But I mean, we've already decided about the rumors of Prosper.
Yeah, that can be another rumor.
That contradicts, though.
What does it
What's the
contradict?
rumor?
The rumors
The
of
rumors-
Prosper are it's made of
Oh,
clay
right.
and styrofoam. It's
Right.
constantly moving away from all of these other islands.
That's my favorite one.
People are sick there. It's constantly getting smaller, but also bigger. What were some other ones?
I don't see how that contradicts though. It can be like floating just barely below the surface.
And still moving?
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
I feel like there would only be, like, portions of it that are floating, like, below the surface.
What
other rumors did we have for Prosper?
I don't know. We can discuss that later.
I should mention that the areas that still seem to have a blip are Hollister, and Prosper, and then somewhere in the Irigo estuary. I don't think Hidden
Nothing.
has
Was there
one.
anything in Storm or Hidden?
I don't think Storm or Hidden anything. And by the by, Storm isn't a place. It's the large storm that is north of
Oh, okay.
Millions. It's just always there.
Okay, we're not going to Storm, guys. That's not on our plans anymore.
That's Gormaider.
I mean, we're
that's
gonna
where
have
Gormaider's
to.
brother is.
That's a place where we'd go for a climatic final battle, but we're not going there yet.
Have to level up.
Yeah, that's the wieldy. PvP is enabled. We're not strong enough for that.
Hey, Josie. I
Yep.
know you said for in-brain puppet strings here's an item I can get to make that like work whenever.
Yeah.
Is it possible I can make the prosthetic hand into that?
Absolutely. In
Okay,
fact,
good.
because of the thing you saw, I'm going to say that now your hand whispers to you. Or whispers
Thank you.
into... Or what was it? Whispers into the psychic maelstrom, was it?
Yeah.
Convinces-
Thank you for
and
giving me
convinces
as
that.
part
him
of
to-
that... As part of that, it acts as your, violation glove.
Swear to God.
Thank
Convi-
you, Josie.
It tells you like bad jokes and stuff.
It tells me different swears.
No, it tells jokes that don't make sense in the concept in the context of the Deep Blues universe. So like at night, the hand kind of moves on its own, like like a hand mouth kind of thing. And
Yeah.
and the first night that Rusty
There's
has
that
this, it whispers into Rusty's ear. Build a house out of creeper heads. Call that an mansion.
Don't do this.
What?
Don't
Anyway.
do this.
Anyway.
Do we want to talk about session stuff?
Yeah, I was hoping we would.
It was like a good session. I think
I like the
actually it was really good,
characterization
just-
of Sweet Jeremy. I know he was just a weak baby coward throughout all this, but I loved it. I loved the fact that he oh no, I'm still cool. I'm still cool. I'm not owned. I'm not owned.
I like
Well,
how I like
you go.
how all the people, most of the people we've met in Gigi's army are just like fools. Bruce's was all like talk. Jeremy is a coward. Lungs is just a good guy. We never met Windpipe. I'm sorry, Windpipe.
Rest in peace. Maybe.
Maybe.
While I did like being able to dunk on Sweet Jeremy, a bit bummed out that he's alive. Good session though. Really enjoyed this session.
Oh, thank you.
It was good.
It was
You
nice.
didn't intend for Quill to hear all that, right? Or did you just forget about her?
We retconned it into... Well, no, we didn't retcon it. I was like, wait, she's still here. It's fine.
It's fine. Hey, we
she
all
was-
trust her
she
anyway.
was-
It's like,
was helping
okay,
with
wait, we
Lug.
forgot there's another person.
Yeah, she was working with Lug the whole time, and they forgot, and they're like, we need her, but then they also kind of forgot, wait, shouldn't be hearing this.
Yeah.
But and then they
Gypsy.
realized, like, we kind of need her to help, though.
Yeah, she didn't
Yeah.
get the hint when Lungs was told to leave, and she was just like, I should be here.
Yeah.
I'm the
She's
doctor.
She's the
I'm the
protagonist. She's
doctor.
allowed to be here.
I'm in
just-
danger.
I'll explain.
But,
I'll explain it to all later.
Lug, as the person who made the promise to Quill, you can decide the stats for her new leg.
Fuck.
Oh no.
I think 111. Unless you like want to spend time in project. It doesn't have to be a long project. It's pretty simple. Unless you go fucking hog wild. You could modify it, but it would need, equal strengths to weaknesses. One look, at least for now, until you mod it.
Where's the fucking pinned message?
It's the second one.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
Giuseppe, you have the honor of statting out your new battle vehicle. And since it is specifically a battle vehicle, you can choose 2 extra battle options. If you want, I can talk you through that probably another time,
Yeah, we can talk about that.
possibly by next weekend, if you don't want to talk when I get home from a work day and I'm tired and shitty.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. If you have names, workshop them with your friends as much as you'd like.
It's probably gonna be a music thing again.
Of course, that's fine. That's, in fact, fine, considering this whole thing is called Deep Blues. Our whole thing is music.
Called Deep Blues is a jazz musician.
Gosh. People got improvements. Or at least I think person got improvements.
I got 1, so I have 2 in prepare, and I have 2 on deck, and I'll think about them again. I keep saying that, and then I don't. But school.
Well, how about, just we joke a lot about Deep Blues shit. Maybe bring it up when somebody does a joke.
Okay.
Yeah.
I assume y'all talk while I'm at work, so.
Yeah. Okay. Just remind me sometime. I'll try to think of possible
Alright.
upgrade ideas.
I'll do a
I think
shout
I-
out every
I think at
couple
least for
days.
now I'm gonna drop the idea of making a new character. I just don't think it would vibe well with the group. But maybe after I progressed more.
Okay.
This look good.
Comfortable mechanical, but it's complicated harness. Okay, so it takes a long while and it probably needs help to get on. It's mechanical.
I don't like the phrase integrated with the meat. I don't like that one.
That's
Talk to you.
alright. Yeah, if you want to write out what exactly these mean beyond just their tags, that's cool too. I just want to
Okay.
wrap this up soonish because I do have work tomorrow.
Understandable.
It's not like I'm gonna lose a lot of sleep because I don't sleep on work nights anyway. At least not very well. That's just how I am. I fucking watch YouTube videos like a shithead, and I'm like, maybe I should turn the other way when I go to sleep. And then as soon as I do, I fall asleep. But that's my fault. My own fault.
Good.
What else we got?
I think that's it.
I think I'm pretty good. I can't think of too much else.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Thank you for the
Yeah.
session.
Thanks
Yeah.
for the session.
That's
Before we
nice.
continue, I just wanted to mention that in your storage, in the general storage, you have a variety of simple guns. I think if you were to look in the gun luggers page, anything that is a backup weapon that isn't a grenade, you have a couple grenades. I don't know, but anyway, you have backup weapons, and maybe if I'll allow you to choose I don't know, a serious gun that you have a couple of. You don't have any fuck off big guns. You aren't allowed.
Yet.
Your fuck off big gun is your howitzer.
Yet.
And that one gun that's just 3 guns taped together.
I don't.
That gun's shit.
It's the shit gun. I do want to mention that the howitzer is now on a much better it's on a dampening track so that it doesn't rip out of its harness and stuff.
It wasn't rushed.
Before it was just bolted down. Now it has a restraint and it slides a bit when it's shot, so that it can distribute the force a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sort of same way that you know how planes have to land on aircraft carriers?
Yeah.
Kind
When
of.
they land, they they essentially hit a really big rubber band they have to snag on a part of their plane.
Yeah.
There's a specific little hook or whatever. It's kind of like that, but you know what I mean. Just think
Yeah, no, I know. I get you.
if you want, you can detail that on your own if you wanted. But that's up to you. Otherwise, basically, you have a gun that will rock the boat really hard, but won't like destroy it.
And I assume this means with my amazing compressible bullet press, given metal, this just has infinite ammo. Given metal, given
Essentially. I think you have like a couple starter, explosive
rounds.
yeah, essentially. Shells, whatever.
A gun with one big bullet.
But if you want to develop more, or different ones, I don't know what the fuck you're gonna do. That's up to you. It won't be a particular like project, I suppose, to make new ones, but you can just mention it, and like we can just say like in some of the free time you did that.
Okay, Seth, hear me out.
Yeah. Don't. What? Don't.
Rusty and Lug get together,
Okay.
right?
Uh-huh. Alright, yeah, as they do.
Psychic bullets.
Is this that image of the dude with the pizza?
Well, you don't
Yes!
you don't even need Rusty for that.
Yeah, but
Why
it'll
am
make
I
it
not
more
even-
why am I
powerful.
never allowed
Like you
any
can
of
you can
this?
do the augury to like
'Cause you're not a
isolate a
weirdo.
fragment.
Yeah, but it hurts.
Too much of a
I
straight
still
man.
have like I may use
You're
one of those
narc.
improvements.
Well, it only
I may
hurts
use one
if
of
you
those
fuck it up.
improvements to upgrade a one weird just because.
Giuseppe's a fucking narc. He's not allowed to join us.
I never get any fun. I have my own friends, so like I never have fun.
Stop being a narc.
I can't. I have -1 narc points. Non-narc
I was
points.
assigned narc at birth.
God, ANAB. The
I
worst
hate
nab.
this.
It's the worst assignment. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Lord. Should we end the session on that? I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, you think so?
I need a bathroom and all.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need to make some
Anything
slam
that you-
dunks.
Yeah, anything that isn't particularly like what's the word?
Relevant, important.
I'm gonna grab
No,
some books.
anything that
before
isn't
we
written
leave.
out, you can go ahead and write out yourselves.
Okay.
That is to say, like, things about the vehicles, things about what you do, things about the prosthetics, etc.
Mhm.
Anything we need to get like situated before we set off again, we can like do that between sessions with text or
Right.
calls.
Even then, it's not like the worst if you don't. It's just that like it might be relevant at some point. So hey, it's nice to have.
Right.
But all in all, I'm glad y'all liked the session. I really like doing this, and I hope that even after this session this campaign ends, we can do something at least similar to it.
Yeah.
Are you're not how? I guess it's a spoiler if I ask how long you're planning to do it for still.
I'm planning on. It's gonna still probably be a while.
Okay.
Not like 20 more sessions, but like I'm thinking maybe between 10 and 15 more.
Really.
That's like actually shorter than I expect.
Same.
Well, it's mostly because like I don't want to do too many. Like you're out in the middle of the ocean and then
3-year anniversary, baby.
Come on.
yeah, I don't want a 3-year anniversary.
Deepblues.com, 100 years deep
I don't want to like leave out characters though. We got so many of them, and like I love them all.
I want to.
Don't
Well,
worry.
only
I
happen.
learn everything.
Well, in our next
It'll
campaign, we can have homages to them.
You certainly could.
We can just see them in a bar.
Sure.
They get killed off like the side characters they are now.
no.
I wouldn't
no,
do that.
I'm gonna cry
next,
now.
No, next thing we do, I immediately beeline to killing Rusty. Fuck you. No, I see that man, I'm killing him.
It's like, no, this isn't Rusty. This is
That's
Busty.
that Rusty
no,
that
this
we
is
saw.
this is WD-40.
I hate it.
WD-40 grass
Rusty has
and
hair.
Jacoby.
WD-40 is like a druid punk guy, whereas like Rusty's like a beach crusty.
Yeah, he
no,
is.
no, it's
He
just
is.
it's just like an imposter club. It's people who are vaguely similar enough.
So basically, like a fake Elvis club.
Yeah, they're
Except,
they're
like-
Deep Blues impersonators.
Wait, no, we're all stupid. This is just a fucking LARP.
Fucking what?
Like, it's just that like it's a LARP, and
Oh,
y'all
a
are
LARP.
like y'all are like pre-existing characters in like the new World of Darkness or something.
God.
Lope.
God, imagine.
Lope.
I'm imagining.
Alright.
Hate the
But I
word
don't
lope
want
so
to.
much.
Man, this is a very fucked up LARP considering Lug lost part of his skull, and that wasn't even intended.
Look, sometimes things happen when you're fighting the orcs or the vampires or whatever the fuck you do in LARPs. And you have to do it to the person physically, just like, what's his name again? Jack Chick said. You know, in a very, very good comic wherein an elf lady got hit by a poison dart and died, and therefore had to die.
Wow,
You
hush.
failed to see the poison trap. Silverleaf dies. Leave this place now. He's like, no, you can't do that.
I feel like that's just us entering the fucking mountain. Lug failed to see the trap. Lug dies. Leave.
Gotta say, that's a shitty DM if they're just like, you failed to see the pit trap, you'd fall and you die, ha ha
Yeah,
ha.
fuck that. Fuck that. I'd punch that DM.
I would too.
That's what we'll end on. We'll punch that DM.
Alright.
Thank you everybody for listening. This is a joy. I hope you all have a good night.
Yeah, good night.
Alright, good night, everyone. It was nice seeing you. See you next session.
A little carbonation, and good night.